Hello Internet, welcome to RWBY Reviews. This is Ricardo, the Cynical Critic, communicating to you live via a phone in prison.
Well, to be honest, you're in jail, not prison.
And you would know the difference, wouldn't you?
Yep, in prison you don't drop the soap. In jail you remind the cops to get you something from Arby's too.
I fucking hate you.
Hey, didn't I set everything up for you?
As well as setting me up! Anyways, guys, thanks for dealing with this while I deal with the allegations of illegal web searches supposedly browsed by me from my home internet. In the meantime, I'll give you guys a recap on what happened last time in RWBY. Well, last time we got another one of the previously on RWBY episodes, but for once in their miserable lives, the dynamic doofuses actually managed to pull off a surprisingly touching flashback. While Ruby and Friendzoned here look for medicine to help their dying bird, we cut back to when things in this town were a bit more lively. There we witnessed the childhood of Ren as he continued to try to use his cuteness to buy knives and sake. Crow would be proud. If he wasn't dead. But another we saw in peril turned out to be someone that you would have always thought had been Riley and unruly, rather than weak and scared as little Nora was. However, she wasn't the only one. But like many things in this world, life isn't going to wait until you're ready as the Grimm invaded their town. Alongside the usual level 3 to 5 beasts that you normally come across in the land was a rare, high-leveled Grimm. What is this, Xenoblade Chronicles? And though walking around all dopadly, it managed to kill both of Ren's parents, fulfilling that little intrigue that Nora left for us in Volume 3. And speaking of the lolly, Ren discovers her alone, afraid, and with Grimm closing in. However, in the midst of all this chaos going around, the little senpai semblance suddenly surfaces, giving him the strength to come to his damsel's aid. It is then that the two's friendship was formed, lasting even till now. But another thing has lasted this long, and as Ren discovers a cave of fallen heroes, also realizes that the monster from his past has returned as well to his homeland. And since I've only got about 15 or so minutes with this, let's start the review. Lakanon, roll the clip. Lakanon?
How are you going to do the review from inside the cell?
Agent Cole is letting me use his computer.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Yeah, he's the only one here that's believing me right now. Anyways, I wasn't joking when I said that I only got a few minutes. Start the episode for the viewers, please.
And with him gone, we can finally watch the... Hey!
Even when I'm not there, I still have the power. Skip. And we back! And it looks like Yang is pimping out her new arm. Where's the other gauntlet? Ah, crap, I made myself sad. Anyways, we see that she's about to head out, but before she can ditch the old man to die alone, kinda like how RWBY did, Tai says that he doesn't want another letter, and comes to wish her luck, as well as know where she's really going.
What do you mean?
Despite asking him numerous times not to, I know that Crow told you where your mother's been at these days.
Okay, while he asks if Yang is going after Ruby or Raven, as both are near Mistral, since this may be the last time that we see him in a while, I have to ask, is it just me or is Tai Yang's shoulders weirdly far apart? I mean, seriously, the dude looks like a deformed Ken doll.
And probably just as smooth too.
Well, Yang doesn't give an answer, like we need one. But someone else is also heading out, though this time I think it's best she avoids saying goodbye to Daddy.
Unless, of course, she's gonna say it to his face with a shotgun, cause yeah, he doesn't deserve a tearful farewell.
Which may not be a problem, as Weiss hears an argument from her father's study.
I am basing everything on my reports from your daughter. A daughter you stole! Jock!
Inside, it seems that the ice bitch has discovered shipments of dust and weapons, which seems to imply another attack is imminent, and Mistral may be the next target. Jacques continues to belittle the Iron Giant, but the General has had enough. He informs the Dustmonger that they need to secure their borders. I guess these two would be good friends.
And I, for one, would support the Iron Daddy for president.
Our people need protection. By this time next week, the Kingdom of Atlas will be officially closing its borders.
So, in other words...
No way in, no way out. No way in, no way out.
Ironwood then explains that travel and trade will then need the Council's approval, which Jacques corrects by saying that he means that they would need the General's approval. And Ironwood's like, that's right, bitch. Okay, like with Ty, last time to point this out, but either the animation dude's f***ed up again, or they meant his elbows to be hovering over the desk. Well, they're not the only ones that noticed that they f***ed up, as Weiss realizes that she might have listened for too long.
It's locked.
What are you talking about?
Dude, the door swings your way. Even if it wasn't locked, you're not gonna open it that way. But I commend you on trying to cause more property damage towards Jacques the Cock. Weiss then makes it to the library where she calls out for Klein.
Keep your voice down, I told you I'd be here.
Yeah, Klein definitely has many problems. Let's just hope that they're all cute stereotypes and not the psychopathic killers. The two then say their farewells, Klein wishing the Ice Queen luck in finding her sister in Mistral, as she would likely be the only family she has left.
Cause these two will shortly be reported to the news as accidentally drinking some rat poison.
But Weiss tells him that she will always think of him as family. At that moment, a crash of a door breaking in the distance cuts their farewells short.
Thank you, Klein.
Okay, you guys can't see me, but I'm currently tearing up. Shut up, Tyrone! It's sad! Oh yeah? Well, I'd like to see you try it! I'll shake you, you motherfucker! Anyways, we return to Blake where we see Sun rousing from his beauty sleep.
This is why, son. This is why I left them all behind.
What are you...
I am done seeing my friends hurt because of me.
Blake.
Shut up!
And the Black Sun is dead. All hail Bumblebee!
I don't even have to tell you to shut up.
Cause you can't do anything about it. All hail Bumblebee!
Well, Blake explains that it wasn't easy leaving, and that she thinks about them every day. They were her friends, and she loved each and every one of them.
Some more than others.
God damn it!
And I hope they hate me for leaving.
Okay, while Kitty Ears continues to go all Blakey boo-hoo, Sun decides to tell her that in trying to be selfless, she is actually being selfish. That she needs to stop pushing her friends away. Cause what she's doing hurts them more than anything the villains could do. That he took a blade in the shoulder for her, not because of her. Because she is his friend, and he cares deeply about her.
And I can promise Yang would say the same.
Ha! Even the monkey knows he has no hope against the bee.
But if it makes you feel any better, the next time I go up against Lizard Girl, it won't be for you. It'll be to get even.
My hero.
God, Callie! I didn't know voyeurism was your fetish.
Well, upon Blake's request, Kira explains that there is a reason for their rooster blocking.
Apart from the obvious, of course.
I really don't like you.
Bumblebee forever.
He goes on explaining that she was right about Adam, and that another plot is brewing, and this time it will be Haven Academy that will fall. Sun then exclaims that the White Fang need to be put down, once and for all.
No. We're not going to destroy the White Fang. We're going to take it back.
We then cut to... the beginning of the end. Oh, it's not the last episode of Volume 3. It's just Cinder doing some training. Whew! For a second there, I thought we were going to have to relive some bad memories.
No, thank you.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well.
Enough. I thought you were the girl that wanted power. Did you lie to me? Then stop holding back. If you wish to master your new powers, you must...
Well, we never find out what Cinder needs to do, as just then the sniffling psycho slumps in, seeking Salem's serenity. However, Salem is not pleased, hearing that he failed to bring the silver-eyed girl. But Tyrion explains that he did manage to poison Crow, who soon will be no more. Cause apparently he's with Kick Vic.
The last eye is blinded.
Have I done well? Have I pleased you?
You disappoint me.
Well, that's not a fucking surprise. Armin could never please a woman. I, on the other hand...
You're telling me that you would actually try and get up in that?
Don't hate the player just cause you ain't got no game.
Well, as Tyrion hears this, we get to see that Garen Hunter isn't the only one who can't voice act, apparently. As... God, his crying is grating. And I guess the Grim can't stand it either, as it attacks. Okay, I'm with Cinder here. What the f*** is going on? And the chaos doesn't stop there, as we see Team Boop rushing back to check on their friends. But psych! They're okay. Or are they?
No. No.
Ren?
Okay, so it's got a skull face. That's not scary. I don't know what you're worried about, Red. I peed myself again.
And we're back, and so am I!
What? How did you get out?
I told them I identified as a black lesbian woman and had called Huffington Post. So, they let me go.
God, your society sucks.
Well, as the police decide whether or not it's safe to arrest me, let's talk about what we just saw, because like my previous statement, there's a lot to unpack.
Now, it's interesting that I say that this episode was good, possibly really good, because a lot happened, though very little was accomplished. Literally, the last scene spends about a minute reuniting Ranger before teasing an upcoming battle and cutting out, and each of the characters suffered this as well, which isn't apart from the norm as this has been happening the entire season. Since the beginning, we've known that it wasn't going to be easy as there was a lot of characters and each had a lot of development that needed a lot of screen time, and there was only so many minutes in an episode. Now, there have been solutions given to fix this. Cut out some of the unimportant riffraff, extend the episode to full length of 22 minutes, focus mostly on our four main girls, stop letting these two get distracted by a passing gnat, but even then, it might not have been enough.
Because for you, it's never enough.
Now, that has been a problem from day one that many have stated about RWBY, that it just had too many characters that it was trying to focus on. In previous volumes, this was solved by letting some of them fall by the wayside, as at the moment they really didn't need the development. But here we're trying to fit in 7 different character developments equally.
Even if they did give the episodes more time, we would be feeling a little strained trying to follow each of them.
Now, if you remember the beginning of this review's third act, I did state that it was a good episode, because though we felt the character growths were a bit rushed, the progress was still as enticing as ever. Each was broken or lost in the beginning, and now, each in their own way, they are healing. Yang was the most literal of the bunch that you care about, not only having lost a piece of herself, but also losing that fiery will that she was known for. True, if more time was spent on her struggling recovery, this moment would have had much more weight to it. But seeing her reach the point where she is confident enough to return to the fight sparks hope in our hearts. Though, as her father pointed out, it's not to find RWBY. As much as her little sister matters to Mommy Yang, it's a different mother that she wishes to confront. Since the ending of Volume 2, we knew that Raven would have an important part to play in both the story as a whole and to Yang's life. However, these morons ruined the moment of bringing her into Volume 3, which is where Yang first learns of her whereabouts. And her seeking Raven out first is a nice hint to the fact that she's not entirely healed just yet.
Nothing a little mother and daughter alone time can't fix. Thank you, Internet.
It seems though that we will have to wait until the next season to possibly see this interesting interaction. But for now, we can be happy that another is leaving home. But for different reasons. Weiss has never felt, ironically, home at home, as she has explained to her friends. And because of her friends, the feisty independence that the Snowy Princess had is no longer just the haughty brashness of a spoiled brat, but instead the youthful rebellion of a true heiress. For while her father may claim command over the family at this time, history has taught us that the crown doesn't always mean that you're king. And it's an interesting complex between the 5. Winter doesn't want it, her mother is too busy for it, Jacques doesn't deserve it, Whitley's no good for it, and Weiss wasn't strong enough to claim it. Though that may soon change. Her very own sister once thought that she didn't have the strength to leave everything behind, but that is what she is doing, all in an attempt to leave the man as well.
Again, though she's finally running away from home, it looks like it's going to be another season before she reunites with RWBY and the gang. Doesn't matter, nothing will stop the White Rose.
But another has finally stopped running, as Blake is forced to confront what she has done, trying to push her friends away.
I love the relationship that has been built for these two.
No, we're not doing this.
Nothing forced, but a slowly built kinship between two uniquely different personalities driven by the same goals.
Stop it!
Protecting their people and their friends.
Stop it!
No, I've got more to say, so just write your comments and keep squirming in your pants.
I'm soon gonna start making you squirm in your pants.
You can talk all day on how beautiful it was when Yang opened up to her, on how great the two look together, on how opposites attract, on how you should do this, otherwise you're a homophobe, and the warriors of social injustice shall descend upon you. But at the end of the day, both the dynamic doofuses and the main man himself have set things up to go down this road from the moment of that wink. And in either course, your erotic fanfiction isn't what this relationship is supposed to be about. It is, as Sun put it, about friends doing all they can for each other. It's something that Blake has had to learn, and now with nowhere else to run and being forced to hear the other out, it looks like she may be able to forgive herself for doing so. Because from day one, we've seen what she's done with emotionally stressful situations. She runs. From home when her parents tried to help her see sense. From the White Fang when her friend and soon-to-be deceased mentor became too radical. From her new team when they discovered what she was. From Sense and Reason when she thought that she had to be the one to bring Roman down. From Yang who lost so much in defense of her. And throughout this entire volume, she has run from emotionally confronting all of this. But thanks to having run out of places to run, she sees that she can run no more. She sees that it wasn't her fault that her friends were hurt, but those who sought to hurt them in the first place. She sees that it wasn't because she was his friend that Sun was stabbed, but because he cared for her. She sees that it wasn't because her father was weak that the White Fang became who they were, but because another took them over. But now, Blake is going to take them back.
But like with the others, that too will have to wait until next time to see what progress she will make.
Here's hoping that Sun's cut becomes infected and going the way of Aquaman.
Like, Condon.
No, screw you and your ship.
I'm not for any ship. I just want the characters to drive the interactions, not a few fans who will never get laid.
Bumblebee forever.
Look, I'm for
Bumblebee forever.
You know, that's the kind of attitude that turns people away from
Bumblebee forever.
Forget it, we got other problems to attend to.
White Rose too.
And the problem I'm looking at now is Miles and Carrie's slight failure of structuring this video.
To those who have seen this episode before, which to those who haven't, WTF you do watching a review of it, you might have noticed a slight change in the order of the characters. Yep, I did that on purpose. Now I do like grouping some similar scenes of characters to prevent the whole jumping around in the review, which incidentally makes it easier for me to prove that I've altered the content in a significant way, if that wasn't obvious already. But this may be the first time that I've completely changed the order of things without needing to. Except that the reason I did it was to show the slight failure these idiots made. See, there's a thing called order of escalation, or something like that, in which a story, or part of a story, is structured so that things properly escalate to a climax.
I thought you said we weren't going to be talking about hentai in these reviews.
This is to help with tone shifts. See, it's not easy on the audience to experience a sudden change in tone, like it's suddenly going from a comedic moment to a serious one, as many of you who have watched anime know about, as this can often leave them confused on how to feel. So us seeing Crazy McNecrophilia wig out and then cut to a bright, calm, sunny day is not only jarring, it kinda dilutes the previous scene's atmosphere, ruining the tension and terror that we were building up to.
Which is why when you're building it up to, my dudes, don't say anything. Just do it.
And this idiot's already hard to take seriously without you doing stupid things like this.
I've said enough that cycles aren't easy to make intimidating or entertaining, and Tyrion is neither. I will say though that I like the way that I set up the dynamic between him and Salem. I said back in the episode 1 review that she was like a god to her followers, but here it seems to be a near literal statement with not Game of Thrones Tyrion. He worships her and does everything to please her. So when Salem, and I have to say that Jen Taylor again nails the performance, doesn't even scold him like we usually would see with a villain, it does lead to an entertaining scene. The way he just loses it to a simple,
"You disappoint me."
It's kind of funny. Turned down a bit though with the whole tongue sticking out. I don't know who was the idiot that thought sticking your tongue out made you look crazy or scary, cause it does neither, and I'm just waiting for somebody to get their mouth shut suddenly, all Dead 2 style. Now while I did make fun of his laugh, it's actually the only entertaining thing about him in this volume, apart from that awesome fight. Though, yeah, like you, it can get a little awkward from time to time.
Now one of the only things that this scene has done right is Cinder. Oh, when are you people gonna get over her?
Well, since we're making references to Game of Thrones here, when the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, when the seas go dry and the mountains blow in the wind like leaves, when your arm quickens again and your face bears beauty, then I will forgive her, not before.
Taking my joke a little seriously, are you?
Shut up, you know what I mean, para-hater.
And no doubt, I've already got 30 comments down there.
You wait.
Telling me that I'm an idiot and Cinder sucks. But go hump your deformed doll, cause Miles and Carrie are still proving that Cinder is still a cool character. I imagine back in Volume 3's Retro Recap episode that Cinder was drawn to Salem to feel in control and powerful. But even though she has the full strength of the Fall Maiden's abilities, the weakness that she has fled from is still there. And she has simply exchanged one subservience for another. But like we expect from someone who says this,
Yes.
she isn't going to back down. However, seeds of doubt to what she's gotten herself into are already beginning to grow.
Take your own life, and maybe I'll call it even.
The final thing I'll touch on before we wrap up this review is what we can expect from next week's episode.
The monsters of our past never stay there is a saying I brought up before, and now it's about to come to full fruition. It now seems that, however strong Ren may be, it isn't going to be an easy fight, both emotionally and physically, to battle the creature that took his parents. And while it wasn't shown very much, I really do like the new Grimm's design. More will be said on the matter in the next video, but for now, apart from the little tonal speed bumps, this episode has done a great job escalating things to the season's finale.
And I'll see you all then. But for now, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the button and hit subscribe if you want to keep up to date. Don't forget to hit the bell icon and leave a comment. I'm Ricardo, the Cynical Critic. With me, no movie's sacred, no video's safe, but all deserve a chance. I'll catch you guys next time. Toodle! Hey, Agent Cole just texted me.
And
it looks like I'm out the hook, because, like I said, you're the one who looks up shit like that.
have I ever told you what happens to snitches?
But it looks like they can't prosecute you because you're both not a citizen and you're a ceramic skull.
Oh, well, never mind. Toodles, everybody!
Oh, Wolvie, time to wake up.
Rise and shine, Stubby. Wake up and at it. Fine, then. That's for all the clown jokes. That's for never calling just to say hi. That's because I get aroused when I slap people. That's for all the furry midgets in the world. That's because I feel like. Wake up! That's because the player keeps smashing the button. That's because I like slapping fleshy things with this hand. That's for being in more comics than me. That's for making me love you. That's for making me hate you. That's for never taking us to the prom. That's for always working me. That's for being short. That's for stabbing me in the heart. Literally. That's for never letting me fly the Blackbird except when I crashed it. That's for being the worst wingman in bromance history. That's because I want to see if the player will keep doing this. That's for all the hot gamer girls out there. Hey, call me. That's for being a total douche. That's for never washing the dishes. That's for last year's white elephant gift. And finally, that's because the whole setup just added 5 minutes of bonus play to the most awesome game ever devised by mutant or man. Why won't you wake up? I guess he's not waking up.
No shit, Sherlock.